So, as if we didn't already have enough proof that this room is bugged, in my last recap, I talked about Verhaeghe needing to be benched and how Nosek wasn't exactly Stenlin. Wouldn't you know it, Verhaeghe's on the third line and Nosek is out. Thanks, Paul. As long as you're listening, send me a robe.
The Florida Panthers have won the Stanley Cup.
Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go! Go!
Puck drop. And 3, 2, 1,
Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go! Go!
All right, Panther fans, here we go. Round one of the Stanley Cup Final. Get round one. You know, I was going to try to do a joke, and I ruined it. I blew it. And I'm not even going to edit it out because I am ashamed. We're playing the Avalanche tonight on a week where we have 5 games. If you enjoy the Thanksgiving holiday, don't look at the Panthers schedule. It is just about, it is as if the league said, how bad can we make it for the Panthers around Thanksgiving? And then they even added an extra game to that. So we got the Avalanche tonight. I guess it's Georgiev. Georgiev, I can never say his name right. We got Bubba Dabrowski. Bubba, we're going to give Bubba some head scratchers here. All right. I didn't look, but I don't think we have a goalie with a save percentage over 900 just yet. I think Bob's save percentage just finally dipped under 3 after that shutout the other game against Winnipeg. So some of the numbers aren't exactly spectacular. We won a bunch of games, and then now we've lost 4 out of 5. And at least what Maurice said was they didn't like the games. They didn't like their games. So what that basically, that is coach speak for what we as the fans have been saying, which is that was kind of dog shit. So he's moved the lines around a little bit tonight. E2 Luostarinen draws in on the second line in Verhaeghe's spot. Verhaeghe moves down Lundell with Verhaeghe and Semiskevich. Yeah. Hey, yeah. Okay, we're good there. And then Nosek is out at 4C for a game. And then you put Boqvist in at 4C. And what's interesting about that is that, I've been saying Nosek is not exactly Stenlin. However, Boqvist could definitely be a Stenlin for us, right? Boqvist could definitely be a guy that would give us a little bit of jump, a little bit of pop at 4C, but that you could also move around the lineup in case there's injuries. So I don't think Nosek did anything particularly wrong, but I would definitely, I would expect that the fourth line is going to be looking pretty good tonight that way. I like the lineup that we have tonight, although I know E2 and Verhaeghe, I know that that's not a permanent thing. The other thing he did was he sat Nate Schmidt and he put in Boqvist on defense, so that gives you a little bit of an idea of how much Paul Maurice likes Balinskis, who I still say, if he continues to develop and we let Ekblad walk, I know the righty-lefty's not the same thing, but I would not be surprised at all to see next year be Forsling with Balinskis. All right, what's the other thing we do? Win. Can we win a game, please? 2 points, something? Come on, Panthers. Show up. We're playing a good team tonight. All right, so 2-1 Panthers after one busy period of hockey. No power plays. Looks like the refs are going to let them play, so that's good. Carter versus Swiggy. We changed his name from Swaggy to Swiggy on the show the other day because he looked like he was drunk. So taking a swig, you get the point. He takes a shot. It goes off the defenseman's skate and in, and that's how he breaks the drought. His first shift within a minute of being on the third line. So that's it. You can't move him. It's permanent. Carter Verhaeghe is now a third line player. Then Barkov gets another one. Chucky gets a really, really good deflection in front. Puck kind of was dropping down. It hit, that's right, it hit Gorgiev in the head. And as it was coming down, Barkov chopped at it, and it's 2-1. We did allow one goal. Boquist couldn't handle his man in the front of the net, couldn't box him out. Kind of looked like they were going to think about maybe it being some interference on Bob, but it wasn't. So, good period of play. I think there's going to be, what are we, a 2-1? 5-4 wouldn't surprise me in overtime. Let's move on to second period. All right, so it's 5-3. Colorado. I was fixing to come in here and yell and scream at y'all when it was going to be 5-2, but it's not 5-2, it's 5-3. So Reinhardt with a deflection on the only power play of the game for either team. So you know they're going to give Colorado one at some point in the third period. We went in that period winning. We allowed 4 straight freaking goals in the second period. The bad part about it is when you watch the goals, nothing stands out. It's not like this guy made a mistake or that guy made a mistake or it was really a terrible pass or a bad goal from Bob. They're just hockey goals, right? One goes off the defenseman's skate. When you watch the goals, there's nothing you can point at really for the most part and be like, this is the problem, and it keeps repeating. It's just we're allowing more possessions than we would normally do because the effort level is just not top notch. It's not bad. I'm not saying they're not playing hard, but they're playing hard. But they're not playing hard enough to beat some of these other teams that we are playing because we are the champs and they all are going to get everybody's best effort every freaking night. And so if we give an 8 effort and the other team is given a 10, and this is more like 6.5 effort. The coasting for the most part. I don't want to say it. Let's move on to third. I said 5-4 for the score. Hopefully I was wrong. Please don't make it 5-4 and then don't empty that net, Paul. Keep Bubba in net. All right, so 7-4. One was empty net, so it's not so bad. Hold on a second. This light is killing me. I'm tired of doing these stinking videos where I'm blind. So it's just going to have to be a little bit darker than normal. Okay, now I can at least kind of look at the camera. Okay, so look, here's the thing. I can't believe I'm getting ready to say this. I'm not saying that I see people panicking. I wouldn't use the word panic. I would say a lot of people are very concerned about our play right now for a variety of reasons. And believe it or not, what I would say is relax. Not like the Aaron Rodgers relax or whatever. Was that Aaron Rodgers? I believe it was. Not that kind of relax, but just there are some issues, but one of the issues remains the same. And it's like, look, if on Monday I go to the grocery store and I can't reach all the stuff in the back because I'm not 6 foot tall, I can't reach the stuff in the back. If I go back Wednesday and I can't reach the stuff in the back, it's still because I'm not 6 feet tall. So if I go Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm not going to get taller. So the point I'm making is that it's the same excuse that I'm tired of making that you're probably tired of hearing. For the most part, they are not playing anything remotely close to having the functional ability to play a full hockey game the way that they need to play in order to beat teams that are going to play at the level that they are going to play when they play us, because champs. That said, there are some personnel issues. Let's be honest. I think we are 21 games in. I think it is abundantly clear, I don't think it's debatable, that Nate Schmidt and Adam Boquist do not equal OEL and Brandon Montour. I know all of them, well, this one wanted money. I'm not saying that there was anything we could do, but when Montour and Ekblad were out, and then OEL and Kulikov came in, we were watching, oh, no problem. Take your time getting ready. Take your time. Take your time getting healthy. OEL and Kulikov got it. Well, OEL and Montour are gone, and Boquist can barely get on the ice, and you saw why tonight. He's too small. He's 180 pounds. I know I got nice arms, but I'm 180 pounds. You see what I'm saying? I won't be in the crease boxing anybody out anytime soon. So, we win the cup. We're paying a goaltender $4.5 million. You got to give this one money, that one money, this one money, that, you know, all this stuff eventually adds up. You have a $9.5 million a year player who is not returned to the form he was at before the injury. We still won the cup. That's fine. But individual spots for Hagee did get the one goal, but then, remember I said I'd only be worried about for Hagee if he got the first goal and then couldn't score after that. He didn't even look happy. He didn't even smile when he did it. So, these guys played a lot of hockey. A lot of hockey. Not just that, but they've played a lot of emotional hockey. And what I mean by that is year one, you know, we had to go on that ridiculous tear at the end of the season and just every night just bludgeoning other teams, bludgeoning our own bodies just to make the playoffs. Then, you know, we know what happened. We get all the way there. Okay, yeah, we swept the Canes, but it was a brutal physical series. Then we lose to Vegas, and at the same time, Chucky gets hurt. We come back last year. We got guys still injured from the previous year, and we played well. And then Ekblad and Montour came in, and then we played better. And then at some point, we just we turned off the lights, and we just put it on coast mode, which is where we are now. And then we turned it on right at the end, won the division, and really just kind of, for the most part, kind of beat the crap out of everybody. We just kind of went right through the playoffs until after winning Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final. Apparently we don't know math. We forgot we had to win 4. And we played 3 games against the Edmonton Oilers that look very similar to what you're seeing on the ice right now. Because the way that this team is constructed and the way that Maurice's system is that it's Russian roulette. If you don't get the chamber with the bullet, everything is great. But if by one chance you get the bad chamber, okay, with this system, with these players, with the way it's set up, if they do not, at the very least, I won't even say match. For them to win, they need to exceed the opposite team's effort level. Now that we are the champs, and every night we are going to get their best effort. And I'm sick of saying it, and I know you're sick of hearing it. Now, in terms of the forward group, I still would like to see Boquist more at 4C. I still feel like if you're looking at things comparing it to last year, that Boquist has a far better chance of becoming what Stenlin was for us than Nosek. So I'm fine there. Greer looked pretty good at the beginning of the year and has kind of been pretty invisible. since then. So that's our Lomberg replacement, and he's not Ryan Lomberg. So, it's not just about what's on the ice, it's about fan interaction and it goes on in the locker room. So you lost some locker room presence. The other side, Gadjevich has been okay. He's been fine. Does he do the same thing that Nick Cousins did for us? No. No, do not underestimate the value of having a Nick Cousins on your team playing the role that he played for us last year, which is mainly to irritate the piss out of the other team, which does get into their head and does lead to goals, or at least possession. So there's that. So that's the whole fourth line, and it's different, and it is not the same. And I wouldn't necessarily say it's a problem until it's a problem. And that's the problem with being the champs, is that most teams would look at Nosek and Greer and Gadjevich, or Boquist and Greer and Gadjevich, or if you put Samoskevich on the fourth line, most teams would look at that and be like, yeah, I'll take that. I'll give me that fourth line. I'm good with that. But champs and fans have kind of become spoiled a little bit because we haven't lost a playoff series, not cup, but we haven't lost a playoff series since Tampa swept us. Think about what I just said. In terms of playoffs, we haven't lost a playoff series since Tampa swept us. How long ago does that feel? Okay? How long ago does it feel that Tampa swept us? That's the last time we actually lost a literal playoff series. So we might be a little bit spoiled. We've seen this team get hot, go cold, get hot, go cold. Chucky looks... I feel Chucky's going to be the same thing he was in the playoffs last year. I'm a little bit concerned about Verhaeghe at this point, but barring the idea that he just suddenly sucks, which I don't think that's going to have happened, I think he'll be fine. Mundell is progressing. Samoskevich is the best player on the ice tonight, other than maybe Barkov and Reinhart. But you get my point. He had a hell of a good night. If Paul Maurice ever takes him off the ice again, just, okay? No. You stupid freaking cup-winning moron. No. Other than that, if you ask, look, I picked the Panthers to repeat. Do I think that we repeat with this defensive core? No. If you can't, I mean, Belinskas has been good, but I think what Zito was hoping was that Nate Schmidt would be OEL. And he's not. He's not been bad, but a decent fourth line, and the fact that Nate Schmidt's not been bad, he's been okay. It's not what would win you a cup. But because we've not lost a playoff series since Tampa swept us fans have now kind of become to the point where in a 3 or 4 year period, we went from, oh my God, do we think we can get 98 points and make the playoffs, to this team sucks because it looks like we might not be able to win a second Stanley Cup after making it to 3 finals in a row. So, I'm just saying, it's going to be okay. Even if we don't win a cup again, it's still going to be okay. Because I can guarantee you there's about 28 other fan bases, if not more, that would love to trade places with us right now. Also, Bob has been ass. We'll have to admit, he's been ass. He's made some nice saves, and I'm not saying it's his fault, but after 21 games, if you have a sub 900, you have a sub 900. And after tonight's game, it might be sub 800. And it's not good. It's just everything's going in. But none of this shit matters until mid-April, unless by some stupidity we don't make the playoffs. Now I don't think that's going to happen. I think what happens is these guys go home and they get laid and they wake up in the morning and they look at the standings. And with the one eye, because they haven't had their coffee yet, they look at the standings, and if they see Florida in either first or second place, their attitude going into that next game is going to be like, we'll be fine. And they're going to do that until either A, they get knocked out of first or second place, or B, the playoffs start. Until then, this is what we're going to get. We do need a defenseman. I'm talking minimal because what assets do we have to give up? We need a defenseman. Excuse me. And I wish we could get Lombard back. You know what I mean? It's just like we lost a lot. We lost a lot, and the guys that we've gotten to replace them, it's just the fire's just not there right now from anybody. So, all right, I must have talked for too long. I don't know, guys. People were asking questions on the stream, and I appreciate everybody coming out to the streams and leaving the super chats and everything. I know you guys were asking some questions at the end, and I just kind of wanted everybody to be like, we're gonna be cool, even if we don't win the cup again, guys. Okay, like, I know some of you are new around here, but we actually don't win the cup every year. We certainly don't win the Eastern Conference every year. Eventually, we're going to lose a playoff series. It doesn't mean the team sucks or the window's closed or any of that. It just means we're like every other literal NHL team ever after they won a cup or made it to 2 cups in a row. So, we'll be okay. Hey, and at least we're not the Dolphins. That's how I close it. At least we're not the Dolphins, right? Those poor dumbasses, the really stupid fans, they think the Dolphins going to make the playoffs. They think they're going to run the table. I seen somebody on Twitter saying that. I might be making that up. I don't know. All right. So I will see you tomorrow at noon, unless it's today, and then it's today at noon. You guys get the shtick, the whole thing. And then Colin and I got to figure out, I think I'm going to have to ride the high seas to stream the game on Monday because it's blacked out at ESPN Plus because I live near D.C. Technically, it's only like 20 miles away. It just so happens the 20 miles is that way and across the entire bay. But, so, I'm going to be stuck trying to, you know what. Can you say that? That shouldn't get you demonetized. All right, good God. Oh, tomorrow's going to be a shit show. What is it? We lost 5 out of 6? Never did I ever. Would I think I would be standing here next to the Stanley Cup Final champion sign trying to be the voice of reason because people were worried that the team sucked now. It looks like we might not win the cup in October. Of course, it's November. You get the point. I'll see you tomorrow.